Okay, in the prior lab, what we did is we controlled the onboard LED, the Arduino onboard LED from a web page. But that was on our local network. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and control it from a web page out on a wide area network, which is really what the internet is. Now, the ideal way of doing this would be to have your device join your network, then use port forwarding. But at my site, that isn't possible. That's not going to happen. So I've got to do polling. So we're going to throw a little bit of PHP into the mix here, but we'll go through. It's all still, really straightforward. So let me go ahead. I'm just going to go ahead and upload. Let me see if I've got. While it's uploading, let me fire up our serial monitor. Let's give it a moment, see if we get our reset. There we go. So we're going to go through and let's just watch our. We're just going to go through and watch the commands and the results of those, entering those commands in, just like before. It's just like the prior lab. Again, the only difference is that we're doing this out from the internet. I've got a website set up, Finch Test, and we'll go through here. Everything looks okay. All right, so good. So now the LED is still is off. We haven't done anything with that, so we're good on that. Let's go through the code pretty quick. There's not an awful lot that's changing here. We're going to go through again, set up our ESP serial pin 2 and 3. We've got a couple global variables, get request and CIP send, because now I'm from the esp8266. I'm going to go ahead and send a get request, and I'm going out and sending my get request on read led log.php. I'm doing this every so often to check the state of it. We'll get it, and then as we go through, and I'm doing it here in the setup because I'm getting my get request. I'm setting it because I've got to get the length of this because I need that when I do my CIP send. So we go through, and if we look at our send data, everything there is looking pretty clean here. Return it again. We're waiting 3 seconds. We go through our loop. And as we go through our loop, we're actually getting our response. And now we're going to parse our response. We're going to set the index, because what I'm doing, I'm moving the cursor at the beginning of the LED. I know it's so many characters. I'm going to go out 10 additional characters to get my state. Then I'm going to check if my state is 1, it's going to be high. If it's 0, it's going to be low. So pretty straightforward. Let's go through here and let's see if I go out to the LED control WAN. So here you see it looks pretty good here. I've got on here, I think I've got some code here that we'll use down the road a bit, so we can kind of ignore this right here, this please turn off LED. We're going to use it in a future lab. But if I come here now and let me get my video started here so we can see this. So let me get out here, get it going. All right, so if I go ahead, start the video and look up here again, you're going to see that there's no LED on here. I'm going to go ahead and hit on, and we're going to have to wait a few seconds again because we're polling. I mean, if you're doing a time-sensitive app, that's probably not what you want to use, but it's good enough. So there we go, our LED is on. Let's go through. I mean, I wouldn't use this for robotic brain surgery, but we're pretty good there. If I click off, and it takes probably about 8 seconds to make the trip. And like I say, it would be a little bit quicker here if we could do port forwarding. So that's it. We see how that works. Let me go through and go over the code here with you. So I'm just looking at the source here, and we're going to see here now what I'm doing here. I'm still in Ajax call. But now I'm writing it. I'm writing it to finch.write led log php. So if I take a look at that code, and again, we're just setting the state like we did in the prior lab. I go write led, and it's writing it to a log now. Now on the Arduino side, I'm doing a read. I'm doing a read LED. And I'm just going through and reading it, and then it's echoing it back to the Arduino. And that's how it goes about turning it off. So, it's pretty straightforward. One of the reasons why I set this up was so that kids could do labs at home. If we ever went through the shutdown again,